check this out. I is here with my main man, none other than the boss man, Mr. Gore Vidal. Today we is chatting about history, innit? Because you better learn about it. Is history happening all the time?
We are history. We can't help it.
When I was 14, I fingered this girl called Ruth Jonas, and she found out that me was letting people sniff me fingers for 10 pence. And she told me that I was history. Is I history?
Well, you were history for her.
For real? So what does that mean?
That means as far as one person on earth goes, you are historic.
What was the Constitution?
It was a written document outlining how the government of a new country should be governed.
So why did they decide to write the Constitution on those two tablets?
No, not on tablets, they're on paper.
Didn't they mold up the...
No, that's Moses.
So, alright, so how involved was Moses in the Constitution?
He had nothing to do with the Constitution.
So is the Constitution the same now as it was back then?
No.
What?
Well, we have amendments.
How many of them has you got?
We've got 27 amendments to the Constitution.
Ain't it better sometimes to get rid of the whole thing rather than amend it? Because like, we used to go out with this bitch called... And she used to always try and amend herself, you know, get her hair done in highlights, get like tattoo done on her body crease, you know, have the whole thing shaved, very nice. But it didn't make any more difference, she was still a minga. And so, you know, me had enough, and once we got her pregnant, we said, alright, latest, that is it. Ain't it the same with the Constitution?
Well, the Constitution has not yet been pregnant.
Let's chat about slavery. Ain't a lot of movies about slavery basically racialist? Like, whenever them needs to cast a slave, them always choose a brother.
Well, there were no white slaves.
What?
In America, in the United States.
So couldn't it be argued that slavery is a bit racialist?
Well, it was totally racist.
So, you was an amazing guy. You ain't just a historian and a writer and a speaker, you was also a world famous hairstylist. So let's just ask a couple questions about that.
That's Vidal Sassoon, that's not me.
But that's what you go under as well?
No, that's somebody else. I know him too.
Alright, so...
Very nice man.
Alright, well these next few questions may make a little bit less sense, but just bear with me. So, if you could cut any First Lady's hair, which one would it be?
No, I've never cut any hair. That's Vidal Sassoon.
Yeah. Easy now. I is now going to Mount Vernon, which don't mean that I is going to meet a bloke called Vernon and take him up the butty. It means I is off to somewhere that's got something to do with history, innit?
Welcome to Mount Vernon.
Yo, respect.
Good to see you.
Safe.
Washington lived here for about 40 years, so this is very much a reflection of his personality.
So does Denzel Washington still live here?
Denzel?
For real?
No, Denzel Washington's a different Washington family. And I really can't tell you a lot about his background.
Yo, he's a brother, innit? Was the other one a brother?
Was the other one a brother? I don't think so, no.
So there's a river near this house?
Yeah, you can go out and see it right now.
So did him used to do a lot of like jet skiing on the river?
I don't think they had jet skis yet.
So did him go windsurfing back then?
We don't have any records of windsurfing either.
Is that because wind weren't invented then?
They had, almost all their big ships would have had sails. So they would have been using the same kind of technology
as
the windsurfing that uses today. This is George Washington's most private sanctum. It's a study.
For real?
And that's, you know who that guy is.
Who's that?
That guy is the father of the American Navy, John Paul Jones.
Was it difficult for him to live and fight without having any arms or legs?
Well, no, he actually had a full body. The artist didn't want to do the full body. He just stopped right here.
So, what is the 4th of July?
4th of July is when they issued the Declaration of Independence, and we treat that as a holiday every year. So nobody goes to work on the 4th of July, and we have fireworks and all sorts of celebrations.
And what date does you hold the 4th of July on?
Yeah, usually the 4th of July.
Why?
Well, that's what we call it that, I think, yeah.
What happens if it was a leap year? It wouldn't be on the 4th of July then,
Yeah, it'd
innit?
still be on the 4th of July.
No, not in a leap year.
Oh, yeah.
Does you know what a leap year is?
Yeah, sure.
Every like 5 years.
It's every 4
Yeah.
years. It's an extra day in February.
Or maybe a year. I think this place is a bit like P. Diddy's, isn't it?
Is it really?
Well, I think he's got like something like this kind of vibe.
Huh,
innit?
I've never seen it, so I've seen this one, I haven't seen that one, so I don't really know.
I think his is, with all
Is it?
respect, a little bit better. You know, it's got like plasma screens and a lot more
Yeah,
pictures,
a lot more
but
high tech, I bet.